Wow, look at that. It's like magic. Look, it's not coming off. It's not coming off my hand. Ugh. It's stuck. Or is it? Or is it? Or is it? Nah, it's not stuck. Look at this. This is so cool. Like, I've been looking for something like this for my iPhone. Like, you know, just little magnet little ring holder thingy. I've got the Sierra Blue, so I got the blue, but like, it's this little magnet ring holder thingy that just kind of pops right off. It works perfectly well with the MagSafe, and it's really strong. Look, it's not, you know, unless you really shake your phone really hard, it's not gonna come off. It's pretty sturdy. Like, the problem with having a MagSafe phone is I don't ever plug my phone in. It's always on my MagSafe charger. Like, my bedside table has a MagSafe charger dock. So one of the big problems I've faced is finding a case that I like. And the fact is, I don't really like cases. I like having something with a ring on it, just so I have a little bit more grip on the phone, because I like using the phone as it is. But the problem is, with the MagSafe, you can't get phone cases that also have this and work with the MagSafe. So I was browsing, you know how you do, Amazon, browsing Anker's website for a MagSafe charger, and I came across this bad boy, and wow, like, it was just an immediate buy. Like, just straight away I got it. I didn't even think about it. Didn't need to think about it. This is exactly what I've been looking for, and all the third-party ones are rubbish. So yeah, if you guys ever want a thing, I'll pop a link below. But this is not what today's video is about. Today's video is gonna be on the Canon EOS R6. So we're just gonna swap those over right now. There you go. So this is the Canon EOS R6, and it's my new little toy. Bought this to kind of replace my EOS R as my primary video camera. Video cameras? Do you call that anymore? Camera for video? Video camera? Yeah, whatever. It's to replace my camera for video, but it has fantastic photography capabilities as well. And one of those good capabilities is its performance in low light. So we're gonna let that intro play, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back and discuss very briefly about its performance in low light, because I did a little bit of testing with it and show you guys the results. So what's up, guys? This is Kai24 back at your screens, and yes, we are going to be talking about the Canon EOS R, specifically in low light photography. And this isn't going to be a very technical video. I'm not going to go into all the details about the sensor size and, you know, how the megapixel affect the low light and comparing it with the EOS R or anything like that. The main thing I want to show you in today's video is my experience with the Canon EOS R in low light situations. So I went out into central London and I did a bunch of low light photography, because let's face it, London is low light. Anytime after 4, it gets really dark, and you get some, you know, it looks beautiful. So I just wanted to capture a little bit of that, and I want to see how the Canon EOS R6 performed whilst doing that. Now, the first thing I want to talk about here is I used a variety of lenses to take these pictures. This wasn't a specific test or anything. I just wanted to really see how it was performing in low light. Just want to see the quality of the pictures, because I've heard that even with the 20 megapixel camera that this thing has, it's fantastic for photography. As a hybrid camera, it's really, really good. So one of the things I like doing is nighttime photography, because I like how the city looks with its lights and everything like that. So I do want to try and do more of that. Previously, when I've done some photography for clients in low light situations, I really struggled with the Canon EOS R, especially with some of the lenses that I have, and I'll get to that in a second. When you pair a camera like the EOS R with high aperture lenses, like f4 lenses and above, it is a little tricky to get that detail from the Canon EOS R. It's what I've seen in my own experience. So I wanted to see if it was the same thing with the EOS R6, whether it had as much noise in the images, whether the images were as detailed, whether I struggled as much taking those photos. So that's what I did. I went around London and I took these photos. So I popped some of these pictures throughout the video. Now, these are the raw versions of these images. Now, if you do want to see some of the edited pictures, then do head over to my Instagram, hit me up with a follow there. It's k24.studiosuk, link in the description box below. Hit that link, go and follow me, and you'll see all the pictures and more on my Instagram. I do try and post daily as much as I can. So yeah, go and follow me. Enjoy my Instagram. Anyways, as I was saying, is that the camera performed, in my opinion, really well. Like, when I was using it across a range of lenses. So the 3 main lenses that I was kind of switching between was the RF 50mm f1.8. Obviously, it's a standard nifty 50 that you would have for any RF camera. I also have an EF 24-105 f4 L series lens and a 70-200 f4 IS L series lens. Now, these are both first generation lenses, but they're still really, really good. Like, I can't complain with the quality that those lenses provide. They're still really fantastic lenses. Now, the thing about those two specific lenses in comparison to the 50mm is that they're both f4 lenses. So that's where the struggle comes in, especially when I'm using the EOS R. But with the EOS R6, what I saw was when I was using the 50mm f1.8, I didn't have a lot of trouble. The ISO I managed to keep to a minimum, so all I had to do was kind of manipulate the shutter speed to get the kind of right amount of lighting that I wanted. So at an ISO of f1.8, the kind of natural lighting from the buildings, I say natural lighting from the buildings, but you know, the lighting from the buildings and the surroundings was more than enough to produce really high quality images. Like you can see from the pictures themselves, the aperture at f1.8 was more than enough to let enough light in, and it performed amazingly. Now obviously that's paired with the fact that this R6 has a Digic X sensor. Now that sensor is said to be really good at taking in low light. Now it's the same sensor used by the 1DX Mark III, I think, as well as the Canon EOS R5. So it's a fantastic sensor. Now I'm pretty sure it's a mixture of the sensor in this as well as the 50mm low aperture that gave this quality. Now when I switched to the lenses like the 70-200 or the 24-105, that's where things got a little bit more tricky, and I did struggle a little bit, but even then there's not that much noise. Like I'll zoom in and you'll see here there's not that much noise, and this is done with an f4 lens, and you know, the level of noise you'd expect in a low light situation like this versus what you're getting from this camera wasn't that bad. Like I edited up some of these images, they're on my Instagram, you can see for yourself. They came out fantastic, and like I can't express how happy I am with the performance that this has. Like it's definitely going to be, if I'm going to be going out to do low light photography, this is probably going to be my camera of choice, and I'm hoping that it's the same when it transfers over to video. I haven't done low light video testing with this just yet, so I'm hoping that it transfers over to the video, because remember one thing about when you're filming video versus photography, when you're taking photos, you can adjust your shutter speed, you can lower that down, lowering your f-stop as much as possible, bump your ISO, lower your ISO, adjust your ISO however you want accordingly. But when you're doing video, it's a little bit more tricky. The only thing you can really adjust is your aperture, because your shutter speed has to stay relative to your frame rate. And with your ISO, you want to stick to that kind of ideal ISO. For the R6, it's 800. For the EOS R, it's 400. You don't want to be bumping your ISO in a video up to 3200 or 6400. It's not ideal. So in that case, you're going to have to lower your aperture down as far as possible and shoot it wide open. So it is a little bit more tricky with video. I don't know. I haven't experienced it yet, so maybe I'll try and I'll come back to you guys. But in terms of photography, it was fantastic. You got reduced noise, some of the pictures were really sharp, really high quality. I'm super happy. Like so far, this camera has impressed me a lot. Now, like I mentioned in my previous video, there are a couple of things physically about the camera that I'm still trying to get used to, I'm not really happy with. But overall, performance-wise, this camera's performed. Now, that's all I'm gonna really talk about on today's topic of low light photography and the live test with this camera. If you guys enjoyed that, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I'm still seeing that just above 97% of you are unsubscribed to my channel. Again, I ask you the question, why? Why are you not subscribing? Why? What's wrong with me? Am I not a nice guy? Come on. If you're enjoying it, please do hit that subscribe button. If you like my videos, then hit that like button. Let me know that you like the video. And if you want to know when my next videos come out, then do make sure you hit that notification bell. And again, if you want to follow me on Instagram, links are down below. Make sure you hit that link, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit all the buttons or not. It's up to you. This is Kai24 signing out for now.